Hey guys, Max here, today with another treadmill video for you guys. And today I want to talk about a very serious question you need to ask yourself if you are to be a high achieving entrepreneur. And the question is, can my business model take me where I want to go in 4 years from now? And even longer than that, 4 years, 8 years, 12 years, okay? And the reason you need to ask yourself this question is because nobody asks it. No entrepreneur asks this question, and that's gonna depend if you, like this simple question, the answer to that question and your understanding of the limitations of your business model will determine if you spend the next 4 years of your life hustling and grinding only to wake up 4 years from now with a business that's like incrementally bigger, like 2-3 times bigger. You know, a business that has grown, let's say 50% year over year, which isn't bad, but if you only have 4 years, left to live, why would you want to settle for that, right? Or you can still hustle, still grind for the next 4 years and wake up in 4 years with a business that's worth 100 million, $1 billion, $10 billion, a giant business. Not necessarily the next fucking Facebook, right? But some big tech company, right? So that's something you need to really think about, because it's going to be the same next 4 years. You're still going to be grinding. You're still going to be hustling. So I want to talk about that. And first, I want to start by again sharing my little story around that, how I came up with this conclusion and thinking about this. And last 4 years, I've been developing my online fitness brand. So basically, this is me creating a workout program, a diet program, a coaching program, and I'm like this author, and I sell my workouts on the internet. And I've been doing pretty well at it. I've sold almost $1 million US since I started of programs and information products and supplements, right? And I've had no outside investment. That I've done that in less than like a little bit over 3 years now. So only with internet marketing skills. And a lot of business founders would look at that and be like, "Oh, that's interesting. That's a pretty special achievement." And the thing is, I've come to realize lately that the business model that has taken me here will not take me to the much bigger picture I want to get to in my life, in business, right? I've just come to realize that this kind of author, self-published author business model can probably only take me to, $1 million to $10 million a year. So if I keep working on this business model, I've just understood that in 4 years, I'm probably gonna wake up with, if I really hustle really hard, a $5 to $10 million a year business, right? So it's not bad, but the limitations of this business model will make it so that I'm gonna be pretty much capped there, okay? So that's kind of my story. Now, how do you determine if a business model is too limited, right, to scale to what you want? For example, for me, I want to wake up in 4 years and I want to have a $100 million business or a $1 billion business, right? Or a $10 billion business in valuation, right? And so the limitations of a business model, it's usually around what I call points of friction, right? So it's basically, if I had to 100x my business over the next year, what would prevent me from doing that? What kind of points of friction would just make it hard for me to do that? And you take the example, for example, of an agency, because I have friends who have agencies and they want to scale it 10x, right? The problem with agencies is that it's a service-based business. So in order to scale 10x, you need 10x the people to provide a 10x more service, And then you have 10x more clients to take care of. So you need 10x more people to manage the client relationship. See, it's not exactly like that, but it's like there's this kind of linear, if you grow this big, you need this more resources, right? Whereas you take companies like Facebook, if they want to grow 10x tomorrow, what do they need? More servers, right? It's like almost nothing. They can just fucking scale limitlessly. And then revenue can scale like this, and then resources can scale like they don't have much more needs, you know? So that's like the two opposites, right? So that's something to think about really, really hard, right? So you have different business models. You have business models like service-based businesses that are the worst at scaling. It's just extremely hard to scale a business like that. It's like scaling a business like Starbucks. Today, Starbucks is worth a lot of money, but how long did it take to get there? Like what, 50 years or something? So, you know, you might not have 50 years to scale something that big, and that's because the points of friction. If you want to start a new Starbucks, what do you need? You need a new building, you need a new staff. It is so many more things to scale, right? But then if you think about other business models like platforms, like if you have platforms where people can exchange services or goods or rent stuff or whatever, what's the points of frictions to that kind of business model? Not much, you know? You can scale that thing to millions of users, and you'll be scaling that on the back of Facebook ads and Amazon web servers. And you can run that stuff for like, you know, with almost no employees, like 10 employees. Like Instagram had 10 employees, I think 11 employees when they sold for $1 billion to Facebook. Those are scalable business models. So once you've become really clear on that kind of stuff, I think there's two things you need to do. Get really honest with your current business model, and then you have to do what I call the SDK model, which is sell, delegate, or kill the project. So usually the best thing to do would be to sell, because if you sell that business, you'll basically capture 2 to 3 years of profit, and you will capture that immediately. So it's like traveling 3 years from now in terms of profits, but then you don't have to do any of the work. So you take that money and you reinvest that into a business model that's a lot more scalable, right? So that you can wake up in 3 years and have 5 to 20x the amount of net worth that you would have. Now, if you can't do that, or if it's too hard, what you do is you delegate the model. You shift your focus from going to like 20K per month to 100K. You shift that focus to keeping it at 20K and then hiring a team to manage your business with minimal input from you, you know, kind of 4-hour work week style. And you keep it there and you use that as a cash flow source for your bigger ideas, your more scalable projects. And then if that can't even work, you know, it's because your business model is so shitty that it's not making money and it's taking so much of your time, it's probably better to just kill it, you know? And it's very common in the startup world, like killing a project, especially when startup founders are taking money from investors. But sometimes it's the most intelligent decision, because it's not the important thing, it's not can this work? It's the important thing is what else can I do with my time that's worth more, you know? So hope that helps. That's a tip that I'm practicing right now. I'm actually, my business currently, my workout brand, fitness brand, is making a very solid 6-figure a month revenue figure, and I'm currently outsourcing pretty much everything to a team of very qualified people, and I'm gonna make sure that things stay where they are. This is providing cash for bigger ideas, and I'm currently working on some other tech projects that are much more scalable and much more ambitious, that I'm very excited about. So sometimes this is a tough decision, but you need to think about it and think hard about that stuff, because that's gonna determine if you wake up in 5-10 years from now and you're in this incredible position of extreme financial abundance and extreme success, and you're just another struggling entrepreneur. So, all right, peace out.